I'm tying up the vine that needs to be trained. It's on the trellis vine.
Block vine that's fallen over in the wind that just needs to be tied up. Sometimes it happens. There's just a lot of wind or weather that the grapes fall down. Just tie it up, put it back in place, and it'll be fine. If you leave it on the ground, the deer can get it, and the vine grows in funny ways toward the sun that's in a different position than it should be compared to the vine. So we keep it on the trellis by tying it up. Really, that's all there is to it. So I use twine to tie it up. It's cheap and it's biodegradable. It eventually falls off and falls to the ground. A lot of people use rubber clips and various other devices. Some people use plastic tape, but it's not biodegradable and it tends to stay around. And so twine works fine. It's very easy to use, and I know surgeon's knots, and that works pretty easy too. Now this is our Brianna, and as you can see, there's a little bit of black rot in there. Maybe it's hard to see. There's a better shot. It looks like a bird's eye. There's not a lot, but we see that there is definitely some black rot on the vines. And we want to get ahead of it. We've had about a ½ inch of rain, which is good for the vines, but really bad for the fungus, because fungus love the wet conditions, followed by especially humid conditions, and hot conditions, which is what we have right now. So we've got black rot on here, and we're going to spray for that. Now this is Brianna, and Brianna's got just a little bit of phylloxera. You can see this is a mite, and it lays eggs on the bottom of the leaf and forms these galls, and then kind of destroys the leaf. It makes the leaf shrivel up, and you lose your photosynthetic area, and it's not a good thing. Brianna is not too affected by it. So now this is Frontenac Gris, and it's like just 2 rows over. You can see we've got some 2,4-D damage, or some Roundup damage here from some neighbor spraying, but these vines are really fairly heavily afflicted by phylloxera. You can see the leaves are basically not worth anything in terms of being a photosynthetic element like this leaf. And so we're going to do our best to try to get rid of phylloxera. I'm going to be spraying a pesticide today, probably 7, and maybe some imidacloprid. We'll see how that does. But Frontenac Gris is affected by phylloxera. Usually phylloxera does not cause a problem with the fruit unless it gets too heavy, and as far as I'm concerned, this is getting too heavy. Okay, we're getting ready to spray, adding water to the tank, and soon we'll be adding some chemical to the tank. It took about an hour and a half to get this darn sprayer hooked up to the 3-point hitch. It's not an easy task by yourself. So you've got to get all these connections set up just right. But we're soon to be adding our chemical, our fungicide and our pesticide to this tank, and get it started on spraying the vines. There's a big, huge blast sprayer with nozzles in here that spray the chemical into the air, propelled by this big fan. And as you can see, it really is relatively windless, which is a perfect day for spraying. So imidacloprid, about 14 ounces, about like that. Stuff's expensive. It's about $300 for one of those 2-gallon things. Oh, and I spilled. Well, there goes 25 bucks. Okay, whatever. And then here's a bound. Costs about the same. So we'll get about 15 ounces per acre. We add 15 ounces in 30 gallons of water in the sprayer and spray at a certain rate, and we cover the acre that way. Hopefully I won't spill this time. Good shot, right down the middle. 2 points, 3 points. Goal! We're getting ready to spray the home vines. Marquette vines first. We'll spray each side of the vine row. So you can see there's phylloxera on the Marquette too. So we'll start to spray. How we do it. Both one side then the other of the vine, all the way across the rows. It'll take a couple hours to finish this acre, but we'll be done. Be able to have some steak on the grill.